So let's talk about interviewing, which is not something most people love. How can you stand out in your interview? Very important, of course. So now you've made a good impression on paper or with your connections you've built, you've gotten in the door. What happens next? First thing you need to do is prepare until you feel absolutely comfortable that you're going to knock it out of the park. You have to really anticipate the questions you think that they're going to ask you. You need to look very closely at the job posting, the requirements of the job you're going in to talk about. Anticipate what are the questions they're going to ask you. Also, you need to anticipate what are the questions that are generally asked. Some tough questions like, tell me about yourself. And then brainstorm what your answer is. Don't expect yourself to come up with an A+ answer right there on the fly. Practice ahead of time. Even do it with somebody who can give you constructive feedback. It's very important. Two other of the most hated questions the clients always tell me are, what is your greatest strength and your greatest weakness? You really have to have a good answer for that. You can't say I don't have any weaknesses. That's my weakness. Somebody tried to do that once. Another one is describe a time when someone persuaded somebody or convinced somebody to do something or to take some action. Think about these types of questions and what your answer would be. And as we said at the beginning and asked you what your superpower or unique strength is, make sure you have the ability to bring up some examples that support those superpowers. It's not enough to just say, I have a lot of attention to detail and I'm really well organized. If you remember when, back when we were most of us were in school, they always taught you don't tell in your writing, but show. So what you need to think about is showing. You need to demonstrate those superpowers through examples. In addition to researching thoroughly, so you can tell them exactly why you love their company and the role. And you want to arrive with questions that you can ask at the end, because one of the worst things you can do is say, I don't have any questions. So even if you feel like all your questions have been answered during it, come up with some creative questions, have them on a piece of paper or in your mind so that you can ask them at the end when they say, do you have any questions for me? You must ask 1, 2, or 3 questions. And then follow up. Again, I know I'm a broken record, but I think Danielle mentioned a couple of weeks ago, there are some great tools now where you can actually create a video message since people aren't getting a lot of handwritten notes. You could even do a video of yourself thanking them, which would help you stand out a lot, in addition to a written email note or in place of that. That's really going to be impactful as well.